Ah, there you go again, huh? Sending messages, liking photos like a bot programmed to please 24/7. And what's the reward for all that dedication? Congratulations, you've become a social ghost. Because in reality, you're not a priority to anyone, just that annoying certainty that's always there. The truth no one dares to tell you is this: being constantly available doesn't make you desirable. It makes you unbearably predictable. But hold on, I'm here to save you from insignificance. Let me introduce you to the technique that transforms you from a disposable sidekick to the star of the show, the calculated disappearance. No, it's not about creating teenage drama and vanishing into thin air. It's about disappearing with class, with purpose, and making those who ignore you now come crawling later. But before I teach you this trick, let's get serious. You're here enjoying my content for free, right? I'm not going to give you the evil eye, but the least I expect is a thank you, disguised as a like, a subscription, and a comment to feed the algorithm. Not for me, but to let the internet know this lesson deserves a bigger audience. So do your part quickly and then carry on. Ready? Perfect. No beating around the bush. Let's dive in. Number 1, the fatal mistake of being an attention doormat. Now try this mental exercise. Imagine you're one of those top-tier Christmas presents wrapped in the most eye-catching paper. But instead of sitting under the tree, you're tossed in a corner with a note that says, "Grab me when you feel like it." What happens? Exactly, no one gives a damn. Yup, that's the exact vibe of passive desperation you send out when you're always available. Think you're being cute? How adorable. The reality is that being overly accessible only serves to make you a plan B, and oh boy, does it. Someone who's always available isn't desired, they're ignored. Because, spoiler alert, humans value what's hard to get. Remember that concert that sold out in 3 seconds? The allure isn't just the band, it's the fact that tickets aren't available to everyone. And you, dear gift left in the room, are just too available. Now the classic rookie mistakes. Messaging nonstop. You're not a virtual assistant. Nobody wants that. Hey, how are you? Are you there? What now? Energy. Responding at lightning speed. That screams, my life is as exciting as watching paint dry. Forcing meetups or conversations. Pushing interaction down someone's throat. Congrats. You've become the annoying salesperson at the mall. Result? The other person doesn't feel the need to invest in you. Everything's handed to them on a silver platter, so why value it? It's simple. Things that are too easy lose their worth. But hold up. This isn't about turning into a social ninja and disappearing without a trace. This isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about strategic intelligence. You need to be scarce, but not inaccessible. Here's the secret. If you respond to messages in seconds, wait a few minutes or a few hours, who knows? It's not coldness. It's showing that you have a life beyond waiting for the other person's hey. It's the classic. My attention is valuable. If you want it, earn it. Oh, and forget the illusion that constant proximity creates intimacy. It only breeds monotony, which is the boring cousin of boredom. Want someone to miss you? First, give them space so your absence is noticed. Too much closeness suffocates. Mystery and anticipation? Oh, sweetheart. They're emotional aphrodisiacs. And here's a universal truth. Nobody misses someone who's always there. Have you ever seen someone longing for gravity? Of course not. Now, when the internet goes down, everyone misses it because it was absent, get it? This isn't manipulation. It's about understanding balance. Relationships aren't a marathon, they're a tango. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Knowing how to dance is what takes you out of emotional anonymity. And now, let's get into why all this matters. There's science behind this making someone miss you game, and in the next section, I'll explain how the brain works to turn absence into desire. Buckle up, because the game is about to change. Number 2, the psychology of where are you when you're not here. Have you ever wondered why some people stick in your brain like gum on the bottom of your shoe, even without doing anything? Or better yet, why they do nothing? Well, my friend, the secret lies in the void they leave behind. Science explains it. What's scarce or inaccessible activates that part of the brain that loves a reward. In short, the less someone shows up, the more interesting they seem. The human mind is a fascinating cliché. We don't value what's there, right in front of us all the time. We want what seems like it's about to slip through our fingers. This is the foundation of the principle of scarcity. If you doubt it, look at marketing. Limited time offer. Last few units. Hurry, it's going away. All of this works because it triggers the famous FOMO, fear of missing out. In relationships, the logic is identical. When you disappear, you plant the seed of what if. What if they're no longer interested? What if I miss my chance? Spoiler, that doubt is the elixir of desire. Now hang on to that irritation, because this isn't cheap manipulation, it's balance. Absence isn't a dirty game. It's giving the person space to think, wait, what if this person is more important than I realized? When you're around all the time, no one feels nostalgic. It's like that song you love, but after hearing it 372 times, you don't even notice when it starts playing. Want a gourmet metaphor? You're the cookie. Researchers conducted a classic experiment. They gave cookies to two groups. One group received a full jar and the other, a jar with just two pathetic cookies. Guess what? The people with the nearly empty jar said the cookies were more valuable, even tastier. Moral of the story: if you're the cookie in the full jar, predictable and always available, it's time to rethink your strategy. Want to be desired? Be the rare cookie. And what happens in the brain? When you disappear, the other person's brain goes into treasure hunt mode. This activates the reward system, the same one that lights up when you're about to win the lottery, or think you are. Your absence becomes the emotional jackpot. And there's more. Mystery is one of the greatest social aphrodisiacs. Think of a suspense movie. You're glued to your seat, trying to guess what's next. In a relationship, leaving some loose ends generates the exact same effect. When you don't lay everything out on the table, you create curiosity. And curiosity is synonymous with interest. But hold on, don't become the master of indifference. Vanishing completely can make you seem disinterested, or worse, a jerk. The trick is to balance. Be absent enough to create impact, but present enough to show you're still in the game. It's like seasoning food. Too much ruins it. Too little makes it bland. For example, if you're the type who sends messages at the same time every single day, like a programmed alarm, it's time to break that routine. Change the timings. Send messages only when you feel like it. And for the love of everything decent, let some calls go to voicemail. This little disappearance will leave the other person thinking, what's going on? Now, an advanced tip. Mix scarcity with unpredictability. The human mind loves finding patterns, but also can't resist a good surprise. Disappear, reappear, but don't turn into a runaway Houdini. Do it strategically to keep the other person curious and on their toes. Oh, and let's talk about the mental plan B. But what if this doesn't work? Easy. If the person doesn't move or even notice your absence, congratulations. You've just discovered you were investing in someone who didn't care a bit. And you know what that means? It's time to move on. Seriously, stop wasting energy on someone who doesn't give a damn about you. Now, an ultimatum for you, emotional punching bag. Enough of being someone else's ego booster. I'm tired of seeing you in that, oh, I'm so nice, why doesn't anyone value me vibe. Spoiler, because you're giving away for free something that should be exclusive. Stop being a doormat. Turn off the please like me mode and activate the I'm the prize, take it or leave it mode. Want to break this vicious cycle? In the description is the book that's not just another generic self-help guide. It's a survival manual for those tired of being the second option and wanting to become a priority, or at the very least, someone who says, "Don't want me? Cool, next." Stop begging. You're not an end-of-year sale item to be taken advantage of when there's space left. Value yourself, because those who don't respect you now will remember you as the best what if in their lives. Or not. And that's their loss. Let's get practical now, because that's where the game truly changes. Number 3. How to apply calculated disappearance in practice. It's time to take this idea off the paper and stop being as predictable as a clock-in system. Because disappearing without strategy only turns you into a forgotten face. And let's be honest, you're not here to vanish into the limbo. You're here to be the enigma everyone wants to solve. Calculated disappearance isn't about ignoring out of spite. It's not revenge, and certainly not about being a drama queen. It's about being less obvious, more intriguing, and above all, indispensable. Think of it as an art, not a cheap trick. Step 1. Reduce the frequency of contact. Are you glued to your phone, responding at lightning speed and sending good morning like a human alarm clock? Time to hit the brakes. It's not about disappearing out of nowhere, but creating strategic pauses. Respond to messages calmly, not desperately. Leave some questions hanging before responding. Trust me, no one dies waiting 15 minutes. And for heaven's sake, stop always being the first to start the conversation. Let the other person take the initiative. Practical example. If you're the type who sends good morning religiously, like fulfilling a promise, cancel that habit. When the person notices the silence, they'll start wondering, what happened? Curiosity activated. Step 2. Be less available, but not a brick wall. Someone invites you out, and you already have a yes on the tip of your tongue before knowing if the event is cool. Stop. The message here is that your attention is valuable, so treat it as such. Next time you receive an invitation, say something like, "I'll see if I can make it." It doesn't matter if your plans involve watching Netflix and eating popcorn. The point is to seem busy and interesting. Important warning. Being less available doesn't mean being inaccessible. Disappearing completely will make the person think you don't care at all. The trick is to balance. Create that hint of uncertainty that keeps the person interested without seeming like you're giving them the cold shoulder. Step 3. Plant mystery, but don't become an FBI enigma. Are you the type who shares your whole life story like you're narrating a documentary? Congrats, you're killing your own charm. People are attracted to what they don't know. What to do? Share fewer details. No need to narrate your entire day's script. When talking about something, leave gaps. For example, instead of saying, "I went to the movies with my friends and then had pizza for dinner," try something like, "Last night was interesting." Boom, the other person will want to know more. But hold up. Mystery isn't about lying or making things up. It's about being selective and leaving space for the other person's imagination to work. Step 4. Use timing as your secret weapon. If there's one thing that separates a calculated disappearance from an emotional fiasco, it's timing. Disappearing at the wrong moment is like a magician vanishing before the applause. Choose the right moment to create impact. After an intense conversation or an amazing date, make that basic disappearance. It's not about becoming a national mystery, but leaving an emotional void that makes the other person think, "Where are they? Why aren't they here?" It's the old trick of leaving them wanting more. Golden tip. Adjust the disappearance to the context. If it was just a quick chat, disappearing for 3 days is unnecessary and a bit dramatic. Now, if it was a special date, distancing yourself for a day or two will raise expectations without seeming careless. Step 5. Reappear like an event. The magic of calculated disappearance lies in the reappearance. It's no good just disappearing and coming back with a boring, "Hey," acting like you lost internet. When you return, you need to make an impact. Bring something new to the table. An interesting story, an achievement that shows you have an amazing life. A refreshed look. Nothing screams "look at me" like a style upgrade. Example, instead of throwing out a "hey," come in with something like, "You won't believe what happened to me yesterday." This keeps curiosity and the conversation interesting. What not to do to avoid embarrassment. Now that you understand the game, Avoid these pitfalls. Overdo the disappearance. Disappear for weeks. Nice try, but no. You'll stop being intriguing and become irrelevant. Make drama when disappearing. If you start with, "I need some time for myself," you've already lost. Nobody likes a Mexican telenovela. Play with others' patience. This is strategy, not emotional torture. Be smart, but don't manipulate. While you disappear, grow. Want to be truly irresistible? Use your time off the radar to invest in yourself. Read a book, learn something new, dive into a hobby. People with interesting lives are attractive because they don't seem desperate for attention. Now comes the cherry on top. How to know if the calculated disappearance is working. Are you feeling that the other person is reacting, or is everything staying the same? This is the next chapter, where we'll talk about signs, interpretations, and adjustments to your strategy. Spoiler: if you do it right, it's impossible to go unnoticed. Number 4. The results of calculated disappearance. So you did what you had to do. Disappeared just enough, created a touch of mystery, and resisted the temptation to be the good morning group on the go. And now? How do you know if the universe is finally conspiring in your favor, or if you've just become an echo in the emotional void? Easy. Here are the signs that prove your absence is messing with someone's head. Sign 1. The person starts initiating conversations. Remember how you always seemed like the desperate one starting conversations? Well, if the disappearance worked, the tables have turned. Suddenly that basic, "Hey, how are you?" or, "How was your day?" starts popping up from the other side. Don't be fooled. These seemingly casual messages are a silent cry of, "Why aren't you paying attention to me?" Sign 2. Interest increases. If the person seemed indifferent before, now they're more curious than a kid in a toy store. Questions like, "What have you been up to? Why have you been so MIA?" mean the mystery is working. Remember, nobody misses something that never mattered. So if the questioning starts, congratulations, you've shifted from invisible mode to, "Who is this enigmatic figure?" Sign 3. The person starts planning meetups. Before, you were the official event organizer, practically begging for attention. Now look at that novelty. The other person starts suggesting plans. This happens because when you stop being a given, the fear of losing your attention activates urgency mode. You've become a priority, not the emotional spare tire you were before. And if it doesn't work? The dreaded what if. Let's be real, sometimes calculated disappearance doesn't work. And you know what? Great, because that's a crystal clear indicator that the person never valued you from the start. And I ask you, why the hell are you investing energy in someone who doesn't care about you? Better find out now than continue being a background character in someone else's show. There's no point in waiting for magic to happen overnight. Relax. The key is consistency. Keep playing the game with a balance between presence and absence, and watch how the dynamics transform. Now you have the tools. The well-calculated disappearance, perfect timing, just the right amount of mystery, and the signs to measure the impact. If the person bites the bait, you've become the prize. If not, well, congratulations on getting rid of someone who didn't deserve you. The moral of the story is simple. Value yourself. Those who want your presence will chase after you, and those who don't. Good luck next time, because you're not here to be a Black Friday discount. Now you know, the secret to being desired lies in the balance between presence and absence. Calculated disappearance isn't about games or manipulation. It's about recognizing your worth and allowing others to do the same. Throughout this video, we've debunked the myth that being always available is a virtue. No, that's an invitation to become an emotional doormat. You've learned that absence isn't coldness. It's strategy, a powerful weapon to create curiosity, desire, and above all, respect. You saw how to use distance without seeming disinterested, and you also picked up the signs that it's time to continue or let go of those who don't deserve even your shadow. Creating distance isn't about abandoning anyone. It's about showing that you have something much more valuable, your own life, priorities, and self-esteem. Because let's be honest, nothing is more irresistible than someone who truly values themselves. Now it's up to you. Put these strategies into practice and watch the dynamics shift in your favor. Leave in the comments what you thought of the tips, and if you've already used calculated disappearance, share how it flipped the game for you. Oh, and don't forget the basics. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. While you strategically disappear, I'll be here, helping you stay ahead. Until next time.